All right, let's dive into something really cool today. Sigil magic.
Oh.
We're going to take a deep dive into this and decode it, basically. It's really this fascinating practice, where you get to make these symbols
Right.
and they help you manifest your desires. Might sound kind of mystical.
Yeah.
But we're going to break down exactly how it works.
Yeah.
We'll even show you how to create your own sigils. Think of it like having a direct line to your subconscious.
Okay.
That part of your mind that is super powerful and often holds the keys to what you actually really want.
Yeah, that's what's really intriguing about sigil magic. It kind of bypasses the conscious mind, the part of us that's always analyzing and second-guessing everything. Sigils work on a different level. They tap into the realm of intuition and belief. That's where our deepest desires live.
So it's not just like wishing on a star. It's about like focusing your energy and intention on a specific goal.
Exactly. It's about aligning your inner world with the things that you want to see in your outer world. Our sources actually break down sigils into different types. There are intent-based sigils, which are very straightforward. Like, say you want to get a promotion. You could create a sigil specifically for that.
Oh, interesting. So if intent-based sigils are about like achieving goals, what are some of the other types of sigils?
Well, there are personal power sigils. Those are focused on boosting qualities you want to develop within yourself. So let's say you want to be more assertive. You could design a sigil for that.
That's interesting. It's like giving yourself a boost. So we have sigils for goals, sigils for personality traits. What else is there?
We also have spirit or deity sigils. This is where things get a little more complex. These types of sigils involve calling on the energy of a specific entity, like a deity or a spirit, and they often draw from ancient traditions and belief systems.
So that's where the history and the cultural side of things comes in.
Right. Like, for example, in Norse mythology, you might create a sigil to invoke Odin for wisdom and guidance, And then, of course, there's chaos magic.
Chaos magic.
Yeah.
That sounds, I don't know, a little intimidating. What's that all about?
Chaos magic is a bit different. It's more about embracing change and transformation. So it's less about trying to control specific outcomes and more about being open to possibilities and change. You might create a chaos magic sigil to invite positive change into your life without being super specific about what that change should look like.
So it's less about, I want this exact thing.
Yeah.
And more about being open to how the universe might want to deliver it.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so how do we actually create these symbols? It all starts with an intention, right?
Yes, absolutely. The clearer and more focused your intention is, the more effective your sigil will be. Our sources really emphasize stating your intention in the present tense, like it's already happening. So instead of saying, I want to be more confident, you would say, I'm confident.
Yeah, I get that. It's like aligning your mindset with what you want to achieve. So we have our intention. Then how do we turn that into a sigil? Our source material gives us a good example. They use the intention, I am protected from negative energy.
Right. So the first step is to remove all the vowels and any duplicate letters. That leaves us with MPRTD, FRM, NGTV, NRGY. Now these letters become the building blocks for your visual symbol.
Wow. Okay, so you're turning words into a visual representation of your desire. What's next?
This is where your own creativity comes in. Our source suggests a few different approaches to designing your sigil. You could just go freeform, drawing whatever comes to mind. Or you could incorporate some runic elements, those ancient Germanic symbols. Or even geometric shapes. It really depends on what feels right to you.
I'm not very artistic. Does that matter?
Not at all. It's not about being a great artist. The most important thing is that the symbol feels meaningful to you. So just let your intuition be your guide. There's really no right or wrong way to design your sigil.
So it's very personal. I like that. But once we've designed our sigil, how do we actually make it work? That's where charging and activation come in, right?
Exactly, you got it. Charging is like, you know how you plug in your phone to charge the battery?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You're infusing your sigil with energy, giving it that power to work. And our sources mention a bunch of different techniques. Some of them are pretty simple, like meditation or breath work, just focusing all your intention and energy into the sigil.
Yeah, that sounds pretty easy. Are there any charging techniques that are a little more out there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's elemental charging that involves connecting with the energies of like the earth, air, fire, and water. So, for example, you could bury your sigil in the earth or hold it up to the wind, maybe pass it through a candle flame, or even submerge it in water.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like those actions are adding different energies into the sigil. What about those more intense methods we were talking about earlier?
Right. Well, Some practitioners use sexual energy to charge their sigils. This is
Hmm.
more common in chaos magic,
Okay.
but it is a bit more advanced. And you definitely want to approach it with respect and awareness, But the idea is that the energy generated during sex, that heightened energy, it can really amplify the sigil's power.
Wow, okay. That's definitely not something I would have guessed.
Hmm.
But it just shows how many different ways there
Mhm.
are to approach sigil magic. So we charge the sigil,
Hmm.
and then we activate it. What does activation actually mean?
Well, think of it like this. Activation is like hitting the send button on your intention. You've charged it up with energy. Now you got to release that energy out into the universe. Almost like launching a rocket. You fuel it up and then you ignite it.
I like that. So our sources mentioned a bunch of different ways to activate a sigil. Like you could burn it, tear it up, bury it. You can even draw it on an object, like a
Mhm.
candle or a stone. How do you choose which method to use?
Well, I think the method you choose should really it should enhance the symbolism of your sigil. Like if you burn the sigil, that's a powerful way to release the energy quickly.
Like,
But if you bury it, it's more like you're planting a seed
oh, that's
for
interesting.
your intention to grow over time.
I see, yeah. There's also that idea of forgetting the sigil to activate it. How
Mhm.
does that even work? Isn't that like the opposite of what you should do if you're trying to manifest something?
It might seem counterintuitive, yeah, but forgetting about the sigil is a way of letting go of that conscious attachment to the outcome
Hmm.
and allowing your subconscious to take over. It's about trusting that the message has been sent. And now it's time to just let the universe do its thing.
Oh, so you're surrendering to the process. But what if you still have doubts? Is that going to mess things up?
I think doubts are totally normal, yeah. But sigil magic is about building belief too.
Okay.
It's a practice that can help you strengthen your trust in yourself and in the power of your intentions.
That makes sense. It's like you're taking an active role in shaping your reality
Hmm.
instead of just sitting back and hoping for the best.
Exactly. You're not just passively wishing for things to happen. You're using your intention and your energy to make them happen.
So our sources also talk about being specific with your intentions, but also staying open to how they might manifest.
Yes, that's important. You don't want to limit the universe's ability to bring you what you desire in the best way possible. It's like setting a destination on your GPS, but being open to taking a more scenic route to get there. You never know what surprises you might find along the way.
I like that. So it's about surrendering to something bigger than yourself.
Exactly. And on that note, it's important to remember sigil magic is not about instant gratification. Manifestation can take time. It might take days, weeks, months even. It's really a process that requires patience and persistence.
Yeah, but don't you get discouraged if you don't see results right away.
I think that's why managing your expectations is key. Don't try to force things to happen. Just focus on nurturing your intentions and trust that things will unfold as they should in their own time.
So it's like planting a seed and tending to it instead of demanding a flower right away.
Yes, precisely.
I think what's cool is our sources really encourage experimentation. They say there's no one right way to do sigil magic.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's a very personal journey of discovery.
Uh-huh.
You can try different styles, techniques, activation methods, and find what works best for you. It's like developing your own magical language, a way to communicate with the universe on your own terms.
That's a cool way to put it. So it's not about following rules.
Mm.
It's about figuring out what feels right for you.
Exactly. That's where the real magic happens, when you connect with your intuition
Yeah.
and start trusting your inner guidance.
And our sources also say that. Sigil work is very personal, right?
Yes.
Like you don't have to share your sigils with anyone.
Right?
They actually say keeping them private can make them even more powerful.
I think there's a certain sacredness in that privacy.
Yeah.
It allows you to create a safe space where you can connect with your intentions on a really deep level, free from any judgment.
It's like a secret pact with the universe. Just you and your sigil, working together to bring those desires to life. And it's empowering too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's about recognizing your own power rather than relying on outside forces.
So what happens if someone tries sigil magic and nothing happens?
Well, you have to remember that sigil magic isn't about manipulating the universe or controlling outcomes. It's about aligning your energy with your desires and trusting in the natural unfolding of events.
So it's not like a guaranteed formula for success. It's more like a tool for self-discovery and personal growth.
Exactly. It can help you understand yourself better, understand your desires better, and understand your connection to the universe better.
It's been really interesting learning about sigil magic with you today. We talk about the different types of sigils, how to create and activate them, and even some of the philosophy behind it all.
It is fascinating, isn't it, how such simple symbols can be so powerful.
It really shows you the power of belief, you know, and how our inner world and our outer world are connected. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious, what about sigil magic really stands out to you? What resonates with you the most?
You know what gets me? It's the simplicity. Just a simple symbol charged with intention and belief, and it can set these powerful forces in motion. It's like this reminder that we all have this power inside us, this power to shape our own reality.
I totally agree. It's amazing how this ancient practice connects to all this modern stuff we know
Yeah.
about the subconscious and visualization and all that.
Yeah, it really does. I think it speaks to this deep human desire, to understand the forces that shape our lives and to actually influence them.
And sigil magic gives us a way to do that. It's not about giving up control. It's about using our energy and our intentions to create what we want.
Right, exactly.
So as we finish up this deep dive, I have a question for you to think about. If you were to create a sigil, what intention would you put into it? What dream, what desire, what change do you want to see in your life?
And how would you bring that sigil to life? What activation method would you use? Would you burn it, bury it, or maybe whisper it to the wind?
It's up to you. Sigil magic is personal. It's a journey of self-discovery and empowerment.
Yeah, it's like an invitation, to explore those hidden parts of yourself and to tap into all that potential that's inside you.
So embrace the magic, trust your intuition, and go create the life you dream of. Who knows what amazing things are waiting for you?
That's the exciting part, right?
Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into all the mysteries out there.